My name is Joan Anderson. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware, and I became a part of the Brown case by moving to a suburb of Claymont, Delaware, and there was a lawsuit, Belton versus Gebhardt, and my family moved to an all-white neighborhood called Ardencroft. From there, we were eligible then to attend Claymont High, which is where the case was. So we moved there in the summer of 1952, and that's when the Belton case was still going on. It was now in the Delaware Supreme Court. And so by the end of August of that year, August 28th to be exactly, the case was finally settled, and it was determined that Claymont should integrate immediately. And my family was now living in the Claymont district, and so the Claymont school board said, okay, then we're going to take everyone who was in grades 7 through 12 into Claymont. And so that's how we became then part of the case that eventually went to the big case, Brown versus Board of Education. When we finally started school, I was a little nervous. I mean, it's something new, so I wasn't sure how people would really react to me. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but I do remember going to school, going into class, and my teacher smiled, and I was introduced to class. I took my seat. Being Anderson, I was the first seat, but I kind of relaxed after a while because the students were friendly, and the teacher was friendly, and made friends and got involved in activities. So it turned out to be a good experience. I relaxed after a while, but I will say I was in that environment, but when we went on field trips, because it would remind me that this was a segregated state. And so I would be a little nervous going out to other activities, other places, not knowing how I would be accepted. And I would go to these places and kind of sit close to, some of my classmates, but I was always treated well. But I still was a little nervous when I would go to events like that outside of the Claymont environment. I think Delaware was used as kind of a test case because when the case was being decided for the Brown lawsuit, we were on occasion were taken out of school and taken into the lawyer's office and asked questions because they wanted to know what was going on with us in Claymont and how things were proceeding, because this enabled them to prepare or help prepare a case, the Brown case, because one of the lawyers did argue before the U.S. Supreme Court that integration does work because it's been working for 2 years at Claymont High. We had a lot of really good experiences at Claymont, and it did prepare me for the future. I believe because of that, I was able to think in terms of, now what can I do with my life? I can do more with my background and what I took away from Claymont. I could go to school at Fisk University. I could graduate from Boston University. I could make decisions as to, where I wanted to really, be in life, what I really wanted to do. So I'm grateful, for Claymont, for the education and expanding my view of the world, and so it was a good experience for me.